What is going on, guys? DBG here, and this is a tier list of the best players in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. Right now, we're kind of in the middle to the end of September, so I'm going to probably do best players today and best budget players tomorrow, and then that will be probably, actually no, that won't be it until the end of September. We still probably will look at best amethysts, best rubies at the very end of the month, and then we'll be back on to what we're doing at the start of the month. Well, we did it at the middle of the month last year, but it will be from the start of every month. First 5 days will be going over each 5 positions. Then 14th, 15th around then is going to be best players, best budget players. And then the end of the month will be best players for specific tiers. I know you guys really like these videos. These along with my worth of videos are my most watched videos on the channel. And I know that the vast majority of you guys that are subscribed to me are subscribed for my team tips and stuff. So I'm going to obviously get as much of them out as possible. So my tiers here are S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and worthless tier. And we've got some nice players. Like, we've got a whole bunch of really good players here. So I might have forgotten a few players, and some of these guys I haven't used an exceptional amount. Like, I've only used them for 2 or 3 games. But like, for example, LeBron James. I had him for a couple of games, was awful, sold him. There are certain cards. I've used Tiny Archibald on 1 to 2 accounts that I've been playing games on. I've only used Goodrich once, Billy Cunningham once. So again, I could be wrong on these cards, but this is just, again, an initial opinion on them. So, LeBron James. LeBron is worthless tier. He's not good. I'm sorry, he's not good. I wish he was. I really wish he was, and I think later on in the year you might get a good LeBron, but he still can't shoot from the corners. At this stage in the game, he's not a great shooter, not a great dunker, not a great defender, not awful at anything. He's a bit of a jack of all trades, master of none. He's like a slightly worse version of the Diamond Lamar Odom. So, and I'm just saying this right now, I'm not a fan of Odom. Steph Curry. I'm putting him in C tier because I just think there's better cards. I had him fully badged up, range extender, everything, difficult shots, gold, everything badged up to gold. And he just wasn't it. He's got cold zones everywhere around the top of the 3-point line, and that is a huge killer. This year, cold zones matter more than any other year. Yes, you can cook with Steph Curry, but he's going to be extremely inconsistent from that 3-point line. You're going to hit a few shots, you're going to miss a few shots. Especially if they in any way patch or change the way the stick fundamentally works. He is the worst stick shooter I've used this year. Normally, with players that if they don't have cold zones and you're good with the stick, you will green every shot. Steph Curry, you'll be right down the middle, straight arm, straight arm, straight arm. He is just, he has, if you're playing with Steph and he happens to be shooting well, you could argue he's probably one of these tiers, but for me, I just think his inconsistency as well as his just inability to play defense, you got to put him in C. Then we have got Paul George. Paul George is good, man. He's good. Silver clamps, good height at 6'8" for the 2. Pretty good release. Really like the other Paul George. This one here, he's okay. Like, he's got good things about him. He's got bad things about him. But I know I said, like, he's okay. He's really good for his price. He's okay in terms of, like, God squad level players. More than capable of being used. Because he's got clamps, he's got that bronze range and pretty decent stats and ratings with the profile behind the back. More than usable. Then we got Dame. Man, Dame's Curry level or higher. I know I had Curry over Dame in my point guard tier list, but the more I use Dame, the more I like him, and the more I use Curry, the more I dislike him. Literally, it's a case of anytime I get Curry, I sell him straight away. I just don't like the card. Anytime I get Curry, like, but Lillard, man, even that, the Sapphire Lillard is really, really good. Then we got Giannis. Ooh. He's not the best 3-point shooter, and I would have thought, again, pre-stick patch, he could green very easily from the corner with the stick, but now he is almost impossible to hit with him even from the corner. So I'm going to put him in A tier, but man, Giannis at center, he rebounds way better than most people because of his length. He's got elite defense because of his movement. He's got quick first steps. You can 5 out with him at center. Mid-range shots, okay. Like, if someone backs off and paint sits with him, you can literally just pull up from the free throw line and hit shots. So, while not at a 3-point shot keeps him off S tier, he is really good. He's really, really good. Nate Archibald. Nate's like slightly better guts. I'm going to B. I have not used him evote. I'm going to say this right now. I have not used Nate Archibald evote. I think he evos. If he does evote and gets clamps, you could definitely argue A tier. I've not used him evote. I don't know if he evos and gets clamps. So I'm just going to say that right now. I've only used him base. And base, he is so quick. He's so quick. He's like... He's a He's not quite as fast as Gus, but his layups are better than Isaiah Thomas. He's a better offensive Isaiah Thomas, except he doesn't quite have the defensive IT. So that's basically what I'm going to say. He doesn't quite have the defensive Isaiah Thomas, but he's better offensively. And we got Elgin Baylor. Elgin Baylor, pink diamond, A, opal, S. Opal, he's one of the first opals in the game this year, but no, he's really good. He's got really good speed. He's got quick first step, clamps. He's just good. He's just very good. Do I think that in 4 weeks' time, when the first 250k tournament qualifier happening, I think it's this day 4 weeks. Do I think that he's going to be an absolute game changer? Do I think he's going to be the difference between winning and losing? Not really. I think right now he's really good, but I don't think he has that much longevity as a great player. I really don't. I think he'll be very similar standard to the J. Rich of last year, where he's very good at the start of the year, but by about November, he's nothing spectacular. I think by November, we'll have 15 cards better than Elgin Baylor, but right now he is good. Then we got Mikan. He's the number 1/2 center in the game. I'm going to put him S. I think he's elite. I really do think he's elite. That release is so good, especially since I've started using the meter. I've used him once or twice. His release is cash. Release is absolutely cash, so I'm going to put him in S tier. Then we have got Rolando Blackman in... He's got no clamps, so I'm going to put him C. I'm going to put B, but he's really good. No clamps. Good. His release is really good, but he can't shoot from the corners. For those two reasons, I'm going to put him B, but he's good. Don't get me wrong, he's good. It's Van Exel. This is a tough one. Because I do think he's better than these two guys. I think he's at that similar level to a Nate Archibald. Maybe better. Maybe better than Tiny. So, I'll put him B. I'm not going to put him into A. But he's B. He's B. Kerry Kittles. Kerry Kittles belongs in this tier as well. He really does. Great 3-point shooter. Man, bronze clamps is such a nice badge to have. It is such a nice badge to have. That's all I'm going to say. He's decent with the ball. Has a big player build. I like him. I really do. So I'm going to put him in B tier. I think he fits that tier perfectly. Again, we're going to have a lot of tiers. So Sam Perkins, A. Actually, you know what? I'm inconsistent. I'm starting to get more and more inconsistent with Sam Perkins. I'm going to put him in B tier. He shoots the ball really well. That's literally it. That is literally it. The Busher belongs in this tier as well. Limited on offense. Defensively, he's absolutely fantastic. One of the best defensive players in the game. His release is really good as well. He will hit occasionally in the corners. And I like playing him a small forward because his posts... I'm not entirely sure if he has goal post spin technician, but he does tend to post spin people really, really well. Maybe it's just that I post spin more with Dave the Busher than I do with other players. The main reason for that is because the last time I really used Dave the Busher was 2K21. Yeah, he's got goal post spin technician, goal drop stepper. So if you do play him a small forward, and you know how to work in the post, he really can be an effective player. I'm not going to put him, for certain players, he's A tier. For certain people, he's in this tier, and he's the best in this tier. I might move him up, but Dave the Busher is really, really good. So now we've got Christian Leitner, D. So Leitner doesn't have the greatest release, doesn't have the best rating. He's got 25 lateral quickness. He's okay, but he's not great. I expected him. I thought he'd be way better than he was. I thought he'd be way, way better than he was, but he's just not. He's okay. That's the only way I can say it. He's okay. He's fine. Kelly Tripucka, C. Really good shooter. He's basically, imagine if Kerry Kittles had no clamps. If Kerry Kittles had no clamps, he'd be here, but bronze clamps puts him here. If he had higher than bronze clamps, he'd be up here. But Kerry Kittles going down here. But I think that he belongs there. I have forgot somebody major. I've just realized that. I have forgot Doug Christie, and Doug Christie would be A tier. I forgot Doug Christie. He's the best defensive card in the game, in my opinion. I put Doug Christie on anybody, and he's the best. On best guarding point guards, I mean. Sean Elliott, lots of people love him. I think he's good, but I think he's Kerry Kittles without clamps. I don't think Sean Elliott is that much better than Dan Marley. I don't think Reggie Williams, who I don't have on this list because he's not quite elite. Reggie Williams will be in this tier as well. This is the tier where Brian Russell would be. Deshaun Stevenson might be a tier lower. But Reggie Williams and Brian Russell would be in this tier. We don't really have any lower players. But Sean Elliott is just, his shooting's elite, but his defense just is not there. And this stage in the game, you've got, I know he brings way more in offense than someone like a Paul George. The difference is that Paul George can lock people up, and also Blackman just has a little bit more than Sean Elliott. So Sean Elliott's in the higher tier of these, but how do we here? Okay, Eddie Johnson, lower tier of C. Not as good as Sean Elliott, similar standard to Kelly. Yeah, I'm gonna go lower tier of this, lower tier. World B Free. I'm sorry, World B Free is like better. I know Steph Curry is range. World B Free, I really like World B Free. I'm putting him here. I put him on Rose level. I put World B Free on Rose level. Similar dunking to Rose, not quite as fast, only go quick for a step, but at the same time, he's got like a 90-something 3 or a 93 ball and can green so consistently. Al Horford. Al's release is really bad. If this was pre-stick patch, we'd be looking at S tier or A tier. We're looking at here, whereas now we're kind of looking at here because his release is broken with the button. I'm going to put Horford in A. I think he is one of the elite centers in this game. I don't think he is top tier, but I think he is one of the elite centers in this game. Then we got Billy Cunningham. I think he sucks. I'm just saying that right now. I think he sucks. I have used him a couple of times and he has been horrendous. For me, he hasn't been as good as the Busher. He hasn't been as good as... There's a lot of players he hasn't been as good as. Like, his defense is lacking. He's a 6'6" small forward. Like, he's imagine a more athletic Dave the Busher with no clamps. And that's what you're getting with Billy Cunningham. He's going D. Mark Aguirre. I'm going to put him in D, and I'm going to explain that there might be a case for him going up if they fix post game. Like right now, it's almost impossible to score in the post. If they fix the post game, Mark Aguirre probably goes to B because he's not the greatest defender, but he's a ridiculous mismatch problem for small forwards. But right now, the post game is broken, so it is what it is. You can't put him higher in D because he does nothing on the perimeter. Gail Goodrich is fine. He's 6'1". He's a little bit undersized. He shoots elite. Like, he's an elite shooter. Like, he might be the best shooter out of all these guys from the perimeter. But it's not like... He's not like he brings World B Free's dunking ability. It's not like he has the range extender that Lillard or Steph Curry have. It's not like he's at the speed of a Nick Van Exel. And I think right now, 3-hunting is kind of difficult. If we figure out how to 3-hunt, Goodrich probably goes to here, but I'm going to put Goodrich in C for now. He'd be on similar level to Steph and Dame. Fat Lever, A. Really weird looking release, but good. He can blow by people quite easily. Got clamps, really good defender. Actually good rating, so if you get his release down, he's good. Or if you're a stick shooter, I'd put him there. And you got Earl Monroe. The same as Earl Monroe last year. He's good. Is he as good as Van Exel, though? Is he as good as Van Exel? Because, like, he goes to the basket well enough. He's moderately fast. He's a moderately good shooter. I just think he's more of a, like... does, like, a little bit of everything. I don't think it's like he's this absolutely spectacular player. I think he kind of just does everything solid. So for that reason, I'm going to put him in... that C tier. He'd be on the upper end of it, but he's in C tier. Then we got Nate Thurmond. Best defensive center in the game by a mile. Nate Thurmond is A. He's got clamps. He's got good inside game. He's one of the best rebounding centers in the game. I can't justify putting him lower than A. But, again, there is weaknesses in the card. He can't shoot the ball. Marquez Johnson, I mean, like, he's not good. He's a pink diamond. He doesn't do anything well. Like, he legitimately does not do anything well. Except maybe, like, dunk the ball. Like, Johnson has got a 75 3 ball. He's got no real defense badges. Yeah, he's got really good driving dunk. But he's only got 10 goals. He's got no quick first step. Catch and shoot difficult shots are his only shooting badge. He's only got 10 goal badges as a pink diamond card. Nah, he's not going over B. He's not going over C. He's not good. Then we have got JoJo's going A. Man, JoJo. Whew. If you can get clamps on this guy, heck, even get silver clamps on this guy, you're looking at a poor man's pink diamond Steph Curry. Range extender, good release. He's out here hitting leaners. I can burn by people so easily. Goes to the basket, finishes well. And JoJo White is the truth. He is so good. Then we got Scotty. Scotty is worthless tier on offense, but A tier on defense. So I gotta put him in C. He's really good on defense. Don't get me wrong, he's really good. But a 60-something rated, I think 65 rated 3. I mean, the plus 10 for Dave the Busher is even bigger. He's bigger than that. Like, same primary, secondary position. I take the Busher over Scotty any day. Just about to get him on my main account. I've used him on other accounts. He's okay. He's fine. He does a job, but I don't think he's any spectacular. Even if they gave him even a 75-3, it wouldn't make him game-breaking, but it would also make him a hell of a lot better than this card right here. Or if they even made him Evo. Lanier. Lack of a three-point shot means you can paint it on Lanier, but a great mid-range shooter. Like, top class player. Fast, great mid-range shooter. Dunks really well. Problem is that it's just... he's just a little bit poor when it comes to three-point shooting. And that's why I can't put him in the top 2 tiers. And he's... at least Giannis can kind of ball hand... Giannis is a different breed. Like, in terms of non-shooting, Giannis is a different breed, and Nate Thurman's significantly better on defense. Like, he is a beast on defense. Then we got Bob Cousy. Man, I'm... non-badged out Cousy is A tier. He's not S tier. If you want to badge out Cousy and give him half range extender, and he already has gold clamps. If you want to give him half range extender, badge him out, be my guest. He'll be the best point guard in the game. But at the end of the day, right now, he's not. Right, as is, he's not. He's got a great rating. He is literally, he's Jerry West. He is Jerry West. That is the best comparison I can give to this guy. He's basically Jerry West with worse SIGs. The SIGs aren't the best. If you badge him up, he's the best point guard in the game. Like, right now, I would, even without badged up, I'd take him over Rugby Free. I'd take him over, you know what, he'd be similar to Fat Lever, but I'd take him over Fat Lever. I wouldn't take him over JoJo unbadged. Give me JoJo pre any badges over Cousy pre badges. Like, JoJo with clamps versus Cousy with range is a close one. So I'm gonna put both of them in A tier. Ryan Winters, he's range extender off being A tier. Like, he is an absolute sniper, a pretty good defender. I'll put he's A. Terrell Brandon, too small. He's just too small. He's like, imagine if Tiny Archwell was a few inches smaller. He's actually good though. He's got a good release, Ray Allen base. He's got good stats, but he's 5'10", and I'm not putting someone that's 5'10" above C tier. I'm just not doing it. Boogie Cousins, like a slightly worse version of Bob Lanier. Boogie going into C tier. He can shoot the 3-ball a little bit, I guess, if he's in the corners, but nah, he's that little bit below. I would take Perkins over Boogie any day. But Boogie's good. Larry Bird. Whew. S. I'm sorry, Larry Bird's going S tier. His game is unbelievable. He does everything. He does absolutely everything. He shoots the ball well. He's a good defender. He has no weakness on the floor except for his speed a little bit. Nah, he's going there. He's well and truly going there as S tier. I have no problems with that. Derrick Rose, A tier. Very, very similar level, in my opinion, to a World Be Free. I do put Derrick Rose in that upper tier of point guards as well. If you want to argue Derrick Rose is the number 1 point guard in the game, be my guest. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue that. He's a really great card. Allen Houston. Oh, this is a tough one. He's a cheat code, but he doesn't play defense. I'm not putting him top tier because he doesn't play defense, but he is a cheat code. He is an actual cheat code. Like, you just shoot fadeaway threes from everywhere with him. I've used guys with the same badges. I bought a Ray Allen card with gold difficult shots, and he can't do some of the stuff that Allen Houston can do. Allen Houston, I don't know what the hell they did to him. I've never seen a card this powerful in this game. No one man should have all this power that Allen Houston has on offense. Man, like, when I play against Allen Houston, I have the hard off ball on Houston. I can't paint it. I have the hard off ball on Houston. And whenever Houston touches the ball, you have to on ball. Like, you know a card is special when you have to on-ball him, because if you don't on-ball him, all he does is come off a screen, it's one step, and shoots a fadeaway in your face and scores. Like, Allen Houston, until they patch the fadeaways, Houston, you know what? Even though he doesn't play defense, he's so much better than every other card. He's better than Pierce on offense. He's so much better than every card that he's going next to. He's elite. Richard Jefferson, A. Like, really good. I don't know what it is about these season tip-off packs. They're insane. They're all insane. Like, all these cards, even the lower-end guys that I don't have here. Like, I don't have Jamal Wilkes in there, who's class. Actually, no, I do have Jamal Wilkes. Even Damon Jones can play a little bit. Now we're on to Rashard Lewis. See? He hits wide open. That's literally what he does. He doesn't do any... He dunks a little bit if he has a wide open lane. He will hit wide open jumpers. That is about what he does. He would argue D tier. And I'm gonna do all the... Nah, he's like a power forward version of like a Sean Elliott type player. Bill Laimbeer. If this was... He'd be A tier pre-patch, pre-stick patch, but his release is garbage. His release is absolutely garbage, and he's just objectively not as good as Al Horford. Yeah, he's got silver clamps compared to Al Horford's bronze clamps. He's also got a better 3-point rating, but I mean, like, Horford in general is the better card. I don't think there's much argument that Horford is better, or that Laimbeer is better than Horford anymore. But Laimbeer is still a great defensive player. 99 hard foul tendency is a bit of a problem. Now we've got Mo Cheeks. Mo Cheeks B, because he doesn't shoot the ball. If he has 75 rated 3 instead of 70 rated 3, he'd be on a similar level to Fat Lever. He is a slight step below Fat Lever. I think that he's very, very close to Gary Payton, but I think he's a slight step below Fat Lever. Now we got Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm going to put, again, a little bit of a disclaimer that I don't like non-shooting centers in this game, and I think Bob Lanier is significantly better than Hakeem. Hakeem's good around the basket, but I think that's really what he does. I think that's the extent of what Hakeem Olajuwon does on the court, is around the basket, and I just don't really use that style. Still got a lot of cards left. Mitch Rich. Money Mitch is A tier. He is like a slight downgrade on Allen Houston. That's literally it. He hits fadeaways the same rate as Houston does. He is a slight downgrade in him. He is ridiculously good. And I hate playing as these two. Actually, no, I don't mind playing as these guys at the same time because I just run by them on offense. I hate playing as them together on defense. Mike Bibby. And Bibby's good. 90-something mid-range. Pre-stick patch. The dude did not miss from 3. Man, I was 2K18 style. Blow-by animation, snatchback 3 and with Mike Bibby. That's why I was doing it so well, Mike Bibby, that I thought, you know what, I think I should buy Curry and upgrade. And man, Mike Bibby was just better. He was just better at everything. So Mike Bibby, he's going C tier, and he's better than Curry in my opinion. Gus, man, just for offline, I'm putting Gus Williams in A tier. Do I suggest using Gus Williams online? Not really, but he's the best offline. He just literally wins offline games by himself, so I'm going to put Gus Williams in A tier. I might be crazy, but I'm putting Jamal Wilkes in B tier. I don't know why. Jamal Wilkes with his 65 rated 3 is significantly better shooting-wise than Scottie Pippen with his higher rated 3. And one of the funniest things is that Jamal Wilkes is the first of the low intangible players this year. So Jamal Wilkes has got 40 intangibles, which means he's realistically, he is like a 90 overall. He's also, he's got more total stats than Diamond Larry Bird. He's got like, he's near, like he's in the diamond tier. If you look in total stats, he's surrounded by like diamonds and some pink diamonds. So like his total stats are ridiculous. He's jack of all trades, great defender, good dunker. Yeah, he's B. He's B. Ben Wallace, D. He's undersized. He's like, imagine if you had Hakeem, but you took away his post game and you made him 3 inches shorter. That's what you get with Ben Wallace. He's not good. I love playing Ben Wallace. I know I've won every game. Gary Payton, lower end of A tier. He belongs in A tier, but the lower end of it. You still have one card in worthlessness, LeBron James. Dennis Johnson, C. He can't play offense. I'm sorry. I literally don't guard Dennis Johnson. He's again up there with the best defensive players. But nah, he's C. Jerry West, wherever I have Bob Cousy, they're basically the same card. They both need the same badges to be upgraded. They'll have basically the same badges. Similar stats. West is better Sigs, but yeah, they both belong here in A tier. Kareem, wherever Hakeem is, D or C. Again, I hate non-shooting centers. Hence why Boogie's here. If you if you wanted to argue that these two guys are 2 tiers up in A, I wouldn't argue, but for me, they're down here. I don't like non-shooting centers. Jordan. I'm sorry, Jordan's D tier. No, he's better than... Is he better than Scotty? Is he? What does he do? He can't shoot. He's going C, but he can't shoot. No quick first step. Yes, you can apply badges. Only bronze clamps. Like, he's got moderately good speed, and that's about it, and he can dunk. He is not as good as Jamal Wilkes. I'm saying it right now. Jordan is not nearly as good as Jamal Wilkes. I was probably jumping the gun by putting him in D tier. That was probably an exaggeration because he is better than these guys, but he's C. Kobe. I mean, he's very similar level to Manu, and I kind of like Manu. He's one of these two. He bronze clamps, no range, decent 3-point rating. I mean, B. Like, he's fine. He's good. He's a good dunker. Like, if you were to ask me who I would take in my squad, Kobe Bryant or Richard Jefferson 10 times out of 10. If you ask me Kobe Bryant or Brian Winters 10 times out of 10. Kobe Bryant or Mitch Richmond 10 times out of 10. So for that reason, I'm going with Kobe in B tier. But I'm saying this right now, Kobe is like, he's Dave the Busher level, where he's the top of his tier and you might move him up. Rip Hamilton, he's probably like, he's lower end of B tier. He's nowhere near as good as a Kobe, but he's lower end of B tier. And it's a hard one because there's only a certain amount of tiers. Like, I would take Rip Hamilton over Jordan, but I wouldn't take Rip Hamilton over Kobe. But yeah, that's where he goes. Also, I forgot Ray Allen. Ray Allen will probably go B tier as well. He is the sniper of the game. He's the best shooter. Actually, no, Ray Allen will go C. He's got range. He'd be somewhere between C and B. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to have a little more time to think about it, but Ray Allen would be somewhere between C and B. Isaiah Thomas, A tier. He'd be, again, similar level to a Gary Payton, maybe a little bit higher. I hate his layup animation. If Isaiah Thomas finished around the rim like Gus Williams, you could make a legit argument for S tier, but no, I'm going to put him in A tier. Dennis Rodman, C. I locked in 300,000 MT for this guy. So I really wished he was good. I really wanted him to be good, but he's not. I'm sorry he's not. I really, really wanted Dennis Rodman to be good. But he's just not. He rebounds well, yeah, but so does every offensive card in this game. Doesn't shoot the ball particularly well. He's a little bit undersized. Can't defend on the perimeter. Good interior defense, but again, right now, everyone can play interior defense. He's C. He's C maybe. Actually, no, he's D. He's D tier. He's Billy Cunningham level. Then we've got Lamar Odom. Odom is a tricky one. Like, do I put Odom in B or C? I like the card. I don't think he's that good. Like, I don't use him in my squad at all. I use Perkins over him. I'll put him B. But as is, his release is bad. He's good with the stick. Not great stats. Doesn't do anything particularly well. I'm going to put him B tier. And yeah, he's got a big player build. He actually plays lanes well. I will say that. But 95% of you guys don't play lanes like these comp guys do. So I don't see much of a use for the card. Then we've got Bailey Howell. I'd be so tempted to put him up here. I'm putting him in A because he's not quite good enough at breaking people down off the dribble. But he's so good. He rebounds way better than anyone I've used. He's so good. He's the best card in this back-to-back set by a mile. Manu Ginobili. It's an A or B scenario. Like, I have Manu Ginobili. I use Manu Ginobili. I think he's fine. He's ridiculously overpriced, but... Oh... Would I take Manu over Kobe? That's the question. And I'm going to say no. I'm putting Manu in B. I'm putting Manu Ginobili in B tier. I'm not taking Kobe over any of the wings up here, and I'm also not taking Manu over Kobe, so I'm going to put Manu in B tier. Paul George. Now, that's someone I'm taking over those guys and putting him in A tier. Paul George, man, he's a cone. He is, actually, yeah, he's a cone. He is, like, you're not going to really be creating with him, but you can if you want with that silver quick first step. Dunks well, shoots well in the corners, great defensive card, can guard point guards really well. Yeah, he's A. He's A. He's right up there at the best. He's a step above Manu, in my opinion. Then we've got Zoe Morning. He actually is an okay 3-point rating. He's like, if you can use the stick, he's like better Boogie. But I'm gonna put him in C, but he's better than Hakeem in my opinion. He's one of the top players in C. And we got Kristaps Porzingis. Which tier? He's the number 2 center in the game, or 1.5 with Mikan. He's really similar tier to Mikan. I don't know. I'm gonna put him in. I'll put him in A for now. And we got Luis Scola. Like, Scola does a job. He's okay. Like, don't get me wrong. I've used Scola a few times. He does a job, but he can't shoot for me. I'm putting him in D. Like, he does enough to get on this list, but not enough to be above D tier. He doesn't do enough for me, in my opinion. Patty Mills, C. Similar level. He doesn't have range, but a similar level to, like, a Mike Bibby or a Dame. Based on the 8, though. And I don't think you can't apply range to him. And if you could apply range to him, he would literally be the guy that every Pro-Am guard uses in my team. Pierce, no doubt about it, S tier. He's literally like, he's like 95% of Houston on offense, but actually a good defender. Kyle Lowry. I can't put Kyle Lowry lower than Gary Payton, wherever Gary Payton is. Is Gary Payton this tier? I can't put him lower than Gary Payton. He's going A tier. I cannot separate them. Kyle Lowry has got a better quick first step. They're similar level on defense. Kyle Lowry's a silver range. Stats-wise, Lowry's a much better shooter. I cannot put Kyle Lowry, like, I can't put him below Gary Payton. If you want to move both of these guys to here, I'm not going to argue, but I'm going to put both of them up here. Actually, how many point guards do we have in this tier? Are any of them as good as Fat Derrick Rose? No, we've got way too many point guys in this tier. So, Lowry go down, Payton go down. But they're both really good. Then we got Kukoc, wherever Odom is. Kukoc goes B. He's very similar to Odom. Basically, Kukoc is a way better shooter. Odom is faster. And they kind of do the same thing on defense, to be honest, in terms of playing lanes because of their length. So, I'd take Kukoc, but 90% of people take Odom, but I think they're very similar cards. And last up is Dave Bing. He doesn't really do anything, so I'm going to put him in C tier. He's okay. He doesn't really do anything. And LeBron out on his own in worthless tier. So anyway, that is the video. 33 minutes of recording. And we finally got through our best player tier list in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. Do I think that the LeBron will get a better card? Yes, but for right now, man, I didn't even put Kawhi on this. Kawhi would probably be D. Didn't put Kevin Durant would be in LeBron tier, to be honest. Maybe one higher in D, but yeah, this is it. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.